up in the sky. Look, it's captivating. It's energizing. It's Eliances Heroes. Eliances is the destination for entrepreneurs, investors, CEOs, inventors, leaders, celebrities, and startups, where our heroes in business align. Now, here's your host flying in, David Cogan, founder of Eliances.
Another wow morning and day it's going to be. Thank you so much for the feedback that we had when we recently had the founder of Yamaha Entertainment on. Recently, Kevin Harrington, the feedback has been great. And also the daughter of Charles Lindbergh that we recently had on. Thank you for all your feedback. But let's talk about today's heroes. Later on in the show, we've got some amazing guests, so make sure you listen through the whole show to see who our secret guests are. We're also going to have the founder and CEO of Dollar Days, Mark Joseph, dollardays.com. But let's get started with our first hero. As the song says, it's poetry in motion. We're blinded with silence with our first hero. He's had a 35-year music career, early MTV channel icon, blazed the trail for electronic music in the business, and has founded and had a hand in every emerging entertainment platform. We're talking way back from laser discs, computer games, interactive TV, and now virtual reality and location-based entertainment. Thomas Dolby, who could be reached at thomasdolby.com. So excited to talk with you today. Along your journey in music and through your career, though, Thomas, what has impacted you the most?
I think probably what's impacted me the most has been to be given the opportunity to meet my musical heroes growing up, people like Stevie Wonder and David Bowie and Joni Mitchell and Van Morrison. These are people that I adored as a teenager and adulated as a fellow musician. And as my career increased, I was able to get to meet with these guys and work with them as a fellow musician, and that was a great honor.
Now, you were part of the really instrumental part of MTV generation and the dawn of the technology age. Now, from a time when it took a techie to operate the equipment used to create the music you made. Take us back to those early days, though, really on the technology side of what you've seen then to now what you see with technology.
Well, when I started in the music business, technology was very rarefied. It was unusual to find somebody that had a synthesizer because they were huge and bulky and they didn't stay in tune and they're expensive. So for the guy in the street to get his hands on one was a real rarity. This was the late 70s in London, England, and punk rock was hitting the headlines. But there was a sort of underground parallel movement going on in electronic music. And I was lucky enough to get my hands on the guts of a synthesizer that I found in a dumpster and that I soldered together and got to work for me in my early one-man shows around the pubs and clubs of the London Underground.
Incredible. But not only are you a well-known, famous musician, but you're also an author. The Speed of Sound, Breaking the Barriers Between Music and Technology, in which you talk about how you, in a way, sought refuge from the music industry in the Silicon Valley. In fact, you've been the founder of Headspace and also Beatnik. You co-invented the ringtone synthesizer that was embedded, get this, into every Nokia phone. Why ringtones, and how did you go about really going beyond the music part to create this company?
Well, oddly enough, many people would think this was two guys in a garage in Silicon Valley that had a genius idea and a light bulb popped and it took over the world. But in reality, it was a lot more random than that. I had a tech startup in Silicon Valley who were trying to sonify the web, to add sound to web pages. And we had millions of subscribers and lots of downloads and press releases and launch parties, and we made absolutely $0. And like so many other dot-coms, we would have gone up in smoke at the end of the century were it not for one single deal that we had that made sense and had some teeth. and that was with Nokia phones in Finland. They wanted a synthesizer to embed in their phones to do musical ringtones. And so they licensed our technology, and it's shipped in every phone since 1999. And it's now been embedded in over 2 billion cell phones around the world.
Absolutely amazing. And we're talking with the Thomas Dolby, who can be reached at thomasdolby.com. And you're listening to Eliances Heroes. Be a hero with me, David Cogan. Go to where entrepreneurs align and be part of the community, the real builders. Eliances.com. That's ELIANCES.com. Now, Thomas, the list goes on and on. In fact, you invented the code that drove interactive audio in Java. That's RMF files. Your name is on multiple U.S. patents. You've worked as an investment advisor for top venture capital firms. I mean, the list just goes on and on. I don't know how you're able to even do all this within half a lifetime, let alone what you've done in even a shorter period of time. But give us an idea of the startup tech community today and really what you're most excited about.
Well, I think technology has obviously come a long way in both the music and the entertainment industries in general. A lot of the same rarefied technology that I was so excited to get my hands on back in the day has now trickled down to street level. Not only can you buy semi-pro gear that will allow you to make albums and movies in your back room, but you can now get, $2 apps on your smartphone that are as powerful or more powerful than my entire recording studio, back in the early 1980s. So there's good and bad aspects to that. The good aspect is the barrier to entry is down. You don't need to attract the attention of a record company exec or a venture capitalist anymore. You can just dive in, and if you have the talent, it will hopefully come to the fore. The downside is that because the barrier to entry is down, there are 10,000 other guys competing for the same mind share. So on a certain level, it's much more of a meritocracy than it was when I started out. But it is competitive in a new and different way because of that accessibility of the technology.
Now, if you were a guest speaker at a grade school and you were talking to the music class, what are a couple points that you would tell the students and share with them that would make an impact on them to be and have a chance to be as successful as you have been?
You need to reflect your daily experience in your work. Whether you are a songwriter, whether you're a rapper, whether you're a filmmaker, what is real to you will be real to the audience that you're trying to reach as well. And that doesn't work for everybody. A lot of people don't see outside, their own sort of limited environment. And sometimes you have to dig deep to find, the diamonds in the coalface. But it is absolutely crucial that you keep your integrity, your credibility, and in the long term, it will pay off. A lot of people think they can take a shortcut to, making $1 million, but in reality, you have to retain your integrity. That's the only way to do it.
Well, absolutely incredible. That's right. Keep your integrity. No shortcuts. Thomas, you're an icon of the electronic music, the digital age, and continue to innovate and make an impact not only for fans, but for everyone as the world keeps moving at the speed of sound and not slowing down. Thomas Dolby, you're a hero. thomasdolby.com. And when we return, we're going to have the founder and CEO of Dollar Days. That's dollardays.com. This is David Cogan with Eliances. And thank you to our producer, Glue, at loopydocs.com for all your editing needs.